Hey, what's going on everybody? Alex with you here again as usual. Thanks for dropping by for yet another chess video. I've been meaning to make this video a little bit earlier this week, but as you guys might be able to tell, I'm a little bit under the weather. Actually, I haven't even been able to talk really well up until today, and even though today I sound still pretty bad, I decided I wanted to make this video because I've wanted to make this video like almost a week ago. I'm super excited today, as you will probably be in a second too, because in this video we're going to be taking a look at the world's first foldable electronic chessboard from a company called iChess from Poland. The co-creator of which is Janusz Lisowski. I hope I said it right. I really do. I'm bad at mispronouncing people's names, but the way that I came about acquiring this board, which actually is not, it's not yet on sale. It's not even in production. It's still under development. So I'm going to tell you how it came about. Backstory. Most of the time when I get people that watch my videos, 99.9% of the people that will reach out with some kind of request tend to be people who watch my videos, and then they'll say, hey, I really enjoy your videos. I like your style. I like what you describe. Can you please like review this particular board? And I'll go and find out where the board is and how much it sells for. And $2,000. I'll be like, yeah, man. I mean, I'll be able to get that board eventually, maybe, possibly. If somebody wants to just send it to me, for sure, I'll review it. And so somebody reached out to me. This guy Janusz, who I wasn't even aware who that was, reached out to me on my chess.com account. Sent me a message saying, hey, there's this foldable electronic chessboard design that seems really cool, or something along those lines. And he said, I'd love to see a video of that. And I was like, yeah. I said, yeah, for sure. If I find a way to acquire a board like that, I'll definitely make a review. And it wasn't until a couple of days later when I actually went in further to try to figure out what this board is all about. I stumbled upon a sign that said the creator is like Janusz and Lisowski, and I was like, well, wait a minute. The guy who sent me the message was Janusz. So I went back, and yeah, it was the same guy. So I wrote him back again. Not that I was mean the first time, but I wrote him back again, and I said, yeah, man, for sure. Like, I'd love to review this board. Yeah, let's make it happen. How do we make it happen? I mean, I was really excited from the time because it's a new product. And I'm always very excited about new products because I'm always very excited about bringing you guys things that you guys haven't seen before. And a lot of times I'll spend a lot of my free time actually searching for new products that have not even hit the market yet to bring them, to drag them over here onto this channel and show you guys. That's why I always am super excited when more people join, because I realize that we're growing this chess community here that is more focused on chess sets and new and innovative technology chess sets too. That's really cool. That's what it's all about. Anyways, after a couple of months of communication, Janusz has sent me this board, and it is really, really cool. It's definitely surpassed a lot of my expectations, which I didn't really have any clear expectations about what I would expect with this board, but as I was waiting for the board to arrive, I kind of already have created sort of a mental image of like, okay, comparing, to many of the other boards I've had, I'm expecting this board to, have the ability to play online and, that type of thing, maybe play against the AI, but I didn't really know what to expect. And you guys probably don't really know, and therefore in this video I'm gonna hope to tell you guys what I think about this board and how I feel like it's unique in its own sort of way, and why I feel like this board has a lot of potential. So let's start off by looking at the case in which the board came. Well, of course the box was a lot bigger and bubble wrapped like 100 times, but inside was this case. The case is actually this like interesting wool. I've never seen this wool design, and it's very square-ish. Like the outside parts here looks like they've been stitched together in an interesting sort of way. Like I wrote to Janusz afterwards and I said, you know, I really like the case. It's like, it's new, it's innovative, and this stitching, I'm not sure if this is gonna be the final case, but I like it. Like, you got the case, and it's got this sort of a sort of diagonal line over here. It's got this Velcro underneath. When you Velcro it out, you can open it like that, okay? And it's got this sort of Velcro line here that attaches to down here. But then right over here, you have the zipper. And so if we open up the zipper like this, we've got this extra compartment. And the compartment goes all the way, I think, down to the very depth. So you can store stuff in here like, I would probably say, given that the compartment doesn't have a lot of give as far as outwards, you could probably store like your notebook or maybe your game score book, maybe some pens, that type of thing. There's the card, in case you guys are interested. It shows that iChess, Janusz Lisowski, CEO and founder of iChess. So I'm gonna keep that card here. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to keep this board because it's still under development, and there's still other sort of physical characteristics that will be altered in this board before it hits its final product. But it's okay. We're gonna go ahead and take a look. Inside, right over here, we see this sort of a bag within a bag sort of thing. Just wanted to show you because that's the way that it came. That may not necessarily be the way that you'd want to store this board. It might be okay for you to not have it in a separate bag, but it came in this sort of a canvas, almost like like an organic cotton type of thing, with this emblem of iChess at the very beginning, right here on the bottom, and this kind of a design where it's sort of, see how it has these two loops here that kind of keep it folded like that. See? Anyways, as far as the rest of the carrying case, we have like a little thing on the side right over here, which allows you to carry the case sideways if you wanted to carry it sideways like a briefcase, or you can, once you have closed the case up, it also has a nice strap here with the top being softer right over here. And it's nice, you know, nice really strong strap that basically would go around your shoulder. You can adjust the height, that type of thing. That's about it. No other compartments, not any compartments that at least I was able to see. But like I said, the case looks nice to me, and it's really sort of this minimalistic, and I don't know, I find it chic. I find it classy. It's wool. I think it's wool, but it is nice because we haven't seen wool. We've seen, like, I don't know, what have we seen? We've seen denim. No, we haven't seen denim. We have seen like polyester and velvet and yeah, I mean a whole lot of stuff, but canvas, maybe canvas. Either way, here we are. This is how the board came enclosed in this second bag, and we're gonna go ahead and open it up, and I'll show you guys the board itself. Here's the board, okay? This is the board. It's a foldable board design. You guys can see right over here. Right about now, like, okay, I'm hoping my camera's gonna focus on this, but like at this part right here, there's not a lot, except right over here, you see, is a little tiny metal circle. And it looks kind of odd. It may kind of look odd to you right now, but that is the metal circle that has like a little magnet in the periphery, and then inside of the board you will have a little cord that will just like magnetize right up to it, as you will see here in just a second. That's like a USB cord with a specific type of ending. The USB will plug into any type of energy source, and the board will be functional. Now, as of right now, and I've had a discussion with Janusz before, he sent me this board because in the final production we're going to have a battery within the board, but right now there is no battery right now. This board operates from some kind of a source, like the little USB box that I've shown you guys that provides the source of energy for most of my chessboards and stuff. I did a video of that like only a fraction of you guys watched, but I use that particular box. But yeah, right now you can't battery operate this thing because there's no battery yet, but they are going to include that battery in the final design. Janusz wanted to see if I wanted to receive the board with or without the battery, and then we sort of concluded that you guys might want to see the board prior than later, because, you know, by the time they're completed with all their designs and everything, you know, that's missed time for you guys to be able to see this. Right about now, there's really no other things on the board here. You guys can see nice wooden style, just wooden board, very much similar to many other wooden folding chessboards. It really does not look, and that was the intention, sort of, is we create a board that looks and feels in every way just like a normal wooden chessboard. We don't have a screen here, we don't have any LED things. I mean, we do have the LED lights that you guys don't see, kind of very similar to Chestnut Pro, which we'll get to in a second here, but it's otherwise, when the board is turned off and nobody tells you anything, besides that little tiny circle here on this side, you wouldn't even be able to tell if this is an electronic chessboard or not. There's also these little tiny things on this side, right over here. These sort of, I don't know if they're infrared or if they're, I think they're some kind of communicators, because I'm thinking that once the board is unfolded, this one comes in contact with this one, and I don't think it's for energy sources, but it could be. I'm not really sure. So let's jump in. I'm gonna zoom in my camera a little bit, and we'll open this up and take a look, and I'll tell you guys what I think. We will also take a look at the software end of things so that I can show you the app that is being also developed. Like I said, take into consideration the fact that the product is not yet finished, but it's still in its development. And therefore, the cool part about this whole approach is that because I'm here sharing with you guys and you are sort of watching this video and commenting, the company itself, and so Janusz and all his folks, will be able to read any of your comments, especially those comments that are in terms of like, oh, I wish this particular feature was available on this board, or I wish that, you know, something else was available. Then, you know, they definitely take it into consideration. So you guys are not just sort of actively watching this video. You are participating, in a sense, sharing ideas and, you know, helping this product become the best that it can be. As far as I don't think this little tiny metal circle here is gonna remain. I think they're gonna probably switch to a USB-C possibly, and there will be buttons. Once we are having the final product, there'll probably be some kind of an LED indicator, a button for turning on and off your board, and yeah, so that's the physical characteristics, and there will be a battery inside of the board. Let me just zoom in the camera a little bit closer and we'll take a look. Alrighty, so after stowing away a couple of garlic knots, getting myself a fresh cup of coffee, and blowing my nose, I'm finally back. Okay, so here we have the board. As you can see, here's the design. Hopefully my camera will focus on this as best as it can. But you have these metal hinges that are very, very similar to many of the other folding boards. We've seen kind of this very normal design where it kind of hinges and closes like this. And the board itself overall, like I said before, it looks very, very, very neutral, very subtle, and doesn't really scream at you as far as like the fact that it's electronic. When we open the board up, inside we have the wooden chess pieces. In fact, size-wise, I feel like these chess pieces are actually very comparable to the Chestnut Pro. So on this side, you can see we have the iChess pieces, and on this side, we have the Chestnut Pro. Yes, the rooks are a little bit bigger on the Chestnut Pro, but for the most part, the pieces are about the same size. There's a little bit of a difference in detail. We have a more of a European championship or a German knight type of a look here as far as the characteristics of the knight. But aside from that, everything else pretty much looks very much so equal. The pawns especially look almost the same size. There's a difference a little bit in the color. These chess pieces do look a little bit lighter, and these do have a little bit more of a yellow tint to them. And then as far as the felt on the Chestnut Pro pieces is going to be a little bit brown, whereas the felt on the iChess piece is going to be green. What else do we get with the actual board? Well, we get this little candy bar over here. No, that's I brought that from the kitchen. Got my coffee and candy bar. No, we get you get a pen. You get a pen with this. It's got its own little compartment over here. I'm not sure if I'll be able to show it a little bit closer. Hopefully I will. It's a pen. It has an iChess emblem on it. I didn't know whether this was some kind of an electronic pen or anything in particular, so I took it apart. It looks just like a regular pen, but it has iChess, so I'm not really sure why they're including a pen, but that sounds like I don't know, a good idea maybe. Like I said, this isn't the final product, so maybe there's going to be included other things than a pen. And then you have this really interesting little wooden piece right over here that's got this really nice sort of a cable holder made out of wood. Really cool little touch of detail. Don't really know why we would need a cable holder that nice, but still it's really cool to see that. And then inside we have the power cable, which, as I've shown you guys on the outside of the board, is where we have this sort of a little magnetized pin that will actually just kind of attach to the side of the board. It is movable while it is attached, and it's sort of at a 90-degree angle. So I think this is a really cool design, especially if you have your board right up close to the wall or something, to where you can't really have a cable like a USB-C cable coming in straight forward. So this might be a good idea for some, but I don't know if this will stay around. I think they're going to possibly replace it with USB-C power instead. Either way, it is unique, and then you kind of unfold it, take the USB out, plug the other end of the USB up into, it's a USB-A, I believe. So you can have any USB-A adapter that you want to use, and then we have this, which you are essentially only using for a cable. So that's cool. It's got a little iChess over here, iChess emblem. That's really nice. It's really nice wood too. It's, like I said, it's a really nice touch. On the here, where the cable was laying right here in the middle, we have another little emblem here. It says iChess. And then this part here is really mainly only there when you're closing these pieces up so that you have the space for the individual pieces, so it looks like it's replicated, but in reality it's just kind of, but you guys are probably familiar with this design. If you've seen any other foldable chessboards, we know that, you know, you kind of encounter that type of design. You have two little straps right over here that hold the board from extending any further than this point here. And that's about it. This type of material here has this sort of a bendable, slightly bendable plastic feel to it. Very light. It's good as far as saving you some weight on a chessboard, because if you had this in, you know, more sturdier material, it might be a lot more heavy. So, and I kind of like it. I've had many different folding boards by now, so I have grown to like this particular design. And this is what we expect out of a folding board most of the time. Once you unfold the board, it actually is very decent tournament sized, with squares that are large enough to really play at any like official tournaments or anything like that. This is pretty big board overall. At the same time, what makes this really nice is the overall compact factor of it. As I've shown this to you guys before in its carrying case, once you actually fold it, it doesn't occupy as much space. So that's a very important characteristic, very important point for me to make, because some other chessboards, even the electronic ones, if they don't have a way to close up like this, they might be able to be stored, but then you know, you'd have to find a place for them, like under your bed, under your couch, or alongside somewhere behind the couch. You can't really store some of those boards up on like the bookshelf or something. And in this case, a lot of times a bookshelf may be like extending this far or something, and you can definitely have this sitting in its own case on a bookshelf just because of its form factor. It makes it a lot more compact, and for those people that don't have a lot of room for chess sets to begin with, this actually might be a great idea. And then of course once you unfold it, it becomes a full board, which is really nice. A lot of people are used to actually playing with these folding boards, especially in Europe, and this is the design that they recognize and very familiar with, and this might be the design that will appeal to people much more than some of the other designs, much more than roll-up boards, much more than, you know, any other style. So and I can see how this design been carried across from decades, that it's still just as good of a design today. Alrighty, so you do get the extra queens, of course. You get 2 extra queens here. Once we have everything plugged in, the LED lights will light up. And there will be, I think, also a little beeper inside of the board at the final production that will indicate that the board is turned on. But one of the things that I really like about this board is how bright the LED lights are. In comparison to some of the other boards, it is very bright. This is what the app is kind of going to be looking like this, more or less, at least right at this time. When you go into this app, iChess, you have the ability to play online, which at this point, I believe it's only Chess, but then subsequently we'll have the ability to play on chess.com as well. You can play against the AI, and that is still being under development as well. Like I said, the software is still being developed. You can play player versus player. I think the second button to play online will be for chess.com. Now, as far as the settings, you have the board, and the board gets connected very quickly. So as soon as you press connect right over here, see it says that it's connected, and then that was really quick. Then you have game settings, you have board brightness. You can have it off, you could have it low, medium, or high. I actually think that high, like when it's really high, it's really nice for when you're playing outside in bright daylight, because it is pretty bright. Low would probably be somewhere in a dark room, and medium is in like a normal room. So before making this video, I asked Yanush if he could basically lay out all the different features that they're planning to combine into the software end of things, and as well as the hardware end of things. And so he sent me this long email, and I was actually planning to kind of memorize it and regurgitate and, you know, let you guys know. But I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about some of the highlights, essentially, as far as what I found interesting. Okay, so the final product will have a built-in battery, which was going to be, I believe, 2000 milliamperes, which will give you guys a significant amount of battery power to play a lot of your games. It will have a USB-C port, a button, an LED indicator, and a buzzer. So that way, you know, whenever you start the board, you'll actually hear a physical sound to the fact that the board has started. On the software side of things, this board is going to support Chess and chess.com. The AI is going to be using Stockfish 15.1 with 8 levels of difficulty. It will be complete with multi-level hints and move strength indicators. So kind of like very similar to what we've seen with the Chessboard. And that would be a good feature for beginners. For the 1v1 mode, there will be a feature that will require manual move confirmation with the FIDE clock settings. The board itself will allow you to save up to 50 over the board games. Like if you're taking this board to play somewhere and you don't really connect it to anything, it will allow you to save those games onto the board, which is a feature that we've seen with some of the DGT boards that I found really cool. You will also be able to play from any position. Live over the board broadcast will also be available. And then of course you'll have the various chess variations like Chess 960, Pipeline, Crazy Horse. There will be an auto rotation feature that will be present that can be enabled or disabled within the app, as well as the pre-move options can also be enabled or disabled in the app. I think that from the software end of things, what they're trying to do is they're trying to create this open API system, kind of similar to Chestnut, so that way they can integrate other third-party applications. So that way it won't be like an inclusive application, only iChess, but basically will allow you to utilize other apps with this board, which is going to be really cool too. It will open up a lot of different opportunities. Hopefully we'll see applications like book reading or stuff like that that will also utilize the full potential of this board. Okay, now that you guys have heard me mumble on for an extended period of time, we're getting to the part that I'm really interested in, and that is It's just the overall like swiftness of this board and how I felt like it was really fast and very responsive. That is one thing that, like, aside from everything else, just the overall playing of this board is what I really enjoyed. So let's just jump in. I don't play on iChess that often, but I went ahead and logged in with iChess. So you can, once you log in, you put your name, you can just put new game over here. It'll like open this little part up here. I hope you guys can see that. It'll allow you to adjust like the minutes that you want, the seconds, what opponent you want as far as their rating. Do you want this to be a friendly game? Do you want it to be a game with rating? And then whether you want to play white, black. So you'll just go ahead and click start. Right there, we are ready to go. And look how quick it is. Look how fast it is. I mean, this is awesome. I mean, how quick is this? What do you guys think? This is quick. This is a board that I was like, whoa, you know, this board is fast, you know? I'm playing upside down. I'm playing as dark, but like, look how quick. I mean, we're not wasting any time. He's trying to do an opening that's similar to the opening that I do. But I mean, this is really fast. This is what I like about this board. This is the point. If I could make no other point in this whole video, what I've realized is with this particular board, the way that it plays, you know, it plays like a board that I'm about to get carried away because I'm really not paying attention that much. You guys are, maybe if you have seen my other videos, you'd be surprised just how quickly this board is moving. As soon as the opponent goes, boom. How many moves have we already made? He's gonna go right over here. I don't like that. And I didn't, no, okay. Ah, there we go, okay. There we go. He's trying to get, yeah, he's gonna get it right over here. He's gonna sacrifice? No? Maybe? I'm not even sure. I don't like playing upside down, but it is what it is. Is he going to sacrifice? No. He's going to go forward. Yeah, so I'm still kind of playing here and not much has changed. But there we go. But here's the thing. When I went in and Janusz contacted me, I went in to his profile and I looked him up, and he's played a lot of games, and his rating was like 1830 or something, which is really high. I find that to be really high, and I was like immediately like, wow, okay, this guy really knows what he's talking about. There we go. But at the same time, did I lose? I lost. Anyways, I'm gonna resign. Janusz had a rating of like 1830 or something like that on chess.com, which is definitely pretty high. At some point he had like 1930. So he's over there closer to the master level. And yeah, so some time ago, I've had one of my subscribers actually ask me if I was looking to buy a chessboard, would I ever consider a chessboard from a person that never played chess? Like, would I ever consider buying a chessboard by somebody who developed a chessboard that never played chess? Yeah, I mean, I guess I could, but at the same time, Janusz plays a lot of chess, and that's one of the things that I emailed him about. And after I played on this board a couple of times, I said to him, there's a really quick responsiveness of the board. It allows us to be able to really feel the game that you would normally feel in the same room with somebody else. You can play as fast as you'd like, as you guys have just witnessed. This board is blazing quick. It's very fast, and that's gets us closer and closer to having a very real-life experience with the chessboard. It's probably the most important point that I could make in this video is ergonomically and how it feels to play on this board. It feels great. Right now, the way that the app is developed, I'm hoping that that's going to be the way that it stays, but the lag is almost non-existent. It works fast. The LED lights are super bright. The pieces are well balanced. The board feels great, and it really does feel like a great product overall. It feels awesome. It's a quick get up and go with no issues. The board connects instantly. It's able to find you opponents very quickly. We've seen with some of the other electronic chessboards that you might have problems looking for opponents. It just, boom, you're ready to go. As we've seen, connects you to a person and you're ready. You're ready to go. I hope with the chess.com it's going to be the same way. It is quick. I love it. I love everything about this board. Like I said, the only unfortunate thing is that I'll only get to play with it for a little while until I have to send it back. But I'm looking forward to the final product, and hopefully once the final product comes through, I'll see that it's gonna be just as fast. I think that's really the strongest point of this whole board, just how quick it is, how responsive it is, and just how close to real life that it plays. It's made, I told Janusz on the email, I said it feels like it's made by somebody who knows what the chess game should be all about, as far as how it feels and how to get it to feel that way. Because you're taking an electronic chessboard and you're basically trying to make it feel like just a regular chessboard. And I feel like they've succeeded pretty well. So I'm really happy about this board, like very much so. Now I believe at some point the board was on Kickstarter, but now I think it's on Indiegogo. I will send you guys all the links below so that you guys can check it out. Before I conclude this video, there is one more thing that I forgot to sort of mention. On the iChess, one of the interesting things that I pointed out when I was kind of looking through all the different options that they have is when you do press new game here on iChess, you have the option of doing timed game or correspondence chess. So I have a lot of friends, well, I don't have a lot of friends that like correspondence chess, but for those people that play specifically only correspondence chess, we have this option, which is really cool. And once again, you can set up all the parameters. You want to play as white or black, you want to play rated or friendly, and we go ahead and we do this, okay? So I'm not sure, honestly, how this is going to pan out, but it does look like I'm going to be playing as white. And yeah, so how does it work? I guess we just go here and we have one day to make a move. And that's it. I mean, I don't know. I have literally a day to make a move. And I'm assuming that the opponent realizes that too. So I could leave now, because it says here I have a day left. Well, no, it says here 23 hours, 59 minutes. But you could set it to longer if you wanted to. Like you can have 2 days for a move or whatever. But I suppose you can play correspondence as quick as you want. But like in this situation here, I made my move and I'm assuming that the opponent is going to take his time. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna, okay. Well, he's playing regular game, but what happens if we get out of this? And I turn off my phone and I turn off the app. Okay, I want to see how this would work. I've never actually seen correspondence chess as a feature that's available on any electronic chessboards because of the idea that you'd have to have your board turned on all the time. Now we're going to plug the board back in. Let's just do that for a minute. Plug the board back in. Once it's plugged in, it's going to have these little flashlight indicators. We're going to go back inside into iChess. Okay. I'm going to go back to settings and I'm going to go back to boards and connect the board. I got the board connected. Now, this is correspondence chess. Okay. And I have one correspondence person that wants to play and one here. Okay, so we can see that I got 2 correspondence games. I guess somebody challenged me here. Somebody must have challenged me, but they have not yet made a move. But let's say, for instance, that I had my board pieces all removed, and I want to continue my correspondence game right here. What I'm gonna have to do is reset the pieces, I suppose, to their original position, correct? And then it says my turn. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go here. Alright, and then I'm going to leave before he makes his move. I'm gonna close this, I'm gonna disconnect my board. And so the board is off. I removed all my pieces. I reset them because I closed my board up and I left. Now I turn it back on. Here we go, I connect the board. Yep, and then I go back to home. I go back to play online. My over the board games are here. There's 2 of them. I go here and it shows that the opponent has made their move. All I have to do is basically replicate where the moves have been placed. So 1, 2, move, 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 move. So yes, straightforward, I guess. Just wanted to kind of show you guys this little nuance because I have not seen this before. Well, that's about it, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for sounding really weird. I'm a little bit under the weather, as I said, but I'm hoping to get better because I do have other chess sets and things that I wanted to share with you guys even this week, and I just haven't had the opportunity to do so. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video once again. Hope everybody stays safe, stay happy, play more chess, have all your other hobbies, enjoy life in general, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Bye-bye.